You want your prefrontal cortex to work right. When it doesn't work right, all sorts of havoc comes into your life. When it's too low, short attention span, distractibility, impulse control, bad judgment. Have you ever known those people you just scratch your head and it's like, now why did you do that? You always want to protect this front part of your brain. In my office, one of my patients actually carved this for me. There's these two words, then what? Your prefrontal cortex does that for you. If I say this, then what happens? If I do this, or if I eat this, then what happens? So you always want to keep this part of your brain strong. When it works too hard, you get stuck on things. You talk about the same thing over and over again. Oh my God, let it go. I have no experience with this. 4 years later, stop it. Worry? Anybody relate to this? Holding grudges? Error detection. So there's a part in your prefrontal cortex called the anterior cingulate gyrus. When it works too hard, you just notice everything that's wrong with your own body, with your husband, with your children. Oh, a little serotonin relaxes it so nicely. Serotonin. So you know serotonin, right? It's the feel-good, happy chemical. Women have 52% less of it than men. And when it is low, it fires up the brain, and you can't stop thinking about those things that bother you. Too much, so think of a guy, lower prefrontal cortex, less empathy and impulse control. Now I'm going to give you a little hint for those of you who are taking testosterone. It's not a bad thing, right? It can ramp up your memory and your mood. It can ramp up your sense of feeling sexual. Too much, you begin to think like a guy. You don't have enough empathy. So you have to be careful, right? All hormones are not good in any amount. They have to be finely tuned. Low levels of serotonin, anxiety and depression, pain syndromes, trouble sleeping, obsessive worry, and carbohydrate cravings. Did you know why you crave pasta and bread and potatoes and sugar? Because if you get any of those foods, boost serotonin in the brain. But they're all addictive. They all make you fat and stupid. In fact, there is a brand new study that came out. This hammers it home really clearly. People who have primarily a carbohydrate-based diet, a simple carbohydrate-based diet, have 5 times the risk of Alzheimer's disease. People who have primarily a fat-based diet, so think nuts, seeds, healthy oils, have 42% less risk of Alzheimer's disease. We got sold on low-fat diets, and it's been a disaster for our country. 60% of the solid weight of your brain is fat. So if somebody calls you a fathead, say thank you. Never, ever want to be on a low-fat diet. Protein-based diets, 21% less risk of Alzheimer's disease. So food matters. Tana's going to talk to you all about that.